set laws in place and did things that were against us, but we always seemed to make a way. But that goes back to what we were discussing about being a role model. Because on paper, it's telling you, you can't have no man in this house. But let's be real about it. There's a man in the household scene. There's a figure, a male figure somewhere. He might not have that physical address on paper, but he's there. I've done it. I've stayed with a woman that I wasn't supposed to be with. You know what I'm saying? But that goes back to us as men. Like, what are you doing while you're there? Are you productive? Are you productively helping her with her children? Or are you just there? And you have a lot of men that are just there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be in the older generation, we have to change that mindset. No, you can't. I'm not.
There is so many great people who have come out of single parent homes. There's so many, just because you have a single parent home don't mean that you're not getting the best that you could possibly get. You know, there's a lot of two-parent homes that you don't get the information because you think that they think that you got it all. And so they don't give it to you. So I would say to Brother Stephen's question, you know, as a man, as somebody supporting that, demonstrate, hey, let me get this trash for you. Let me do this, let me do this. And then, you know, for the youth, what can you do for mom to help take some of that stress off? You know, especially as a young man in that household. You know, if mom having a rough day, how can I make the world a little bit easier? You know, for our young men who deal with that, you know, a lot of them are put in situations where, you know, they may be the only that may be who she deal with. You know, that's her son, that's her love. You know what I'm saying? So for you as finding mentors, finding examples, but how can I make your day a little bit better? Because you know when you give, it's easy to
bills and crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure in her mind, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this shit, but like, she would figure it. I'm sorry for my language, but this is how, you know. But I'm just keep that was. I'm sure that was the mentality, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just her. And so I think me as a kid, like, whatever I could do, you know. As soon as I saw moms pulling up with those groceries, I ran outside, was grabbing bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do it, you know, I couldn't do grown-up stuff to help her, but I knew as a son, I could do this to help her. And I think that, like you said, put the responsibility on you as a kid. You know what's going on in the house. You might not know everything that's going on in the house. I'm not saying you directly. I'm just saying kids, you know, our audience. You may not necessarily know what all is going on in the household, but you do know